Yeah, excited to get a Big Ten road win yesterday at Illinois. After playing, on Thursday on the road against, a team that's been ranked as high as 15th in the country in Indiana, maybe even 13th. That, we had control of the game, we felt like, for 39 minutes and didn't make some plays down the stretch. Had some really good opportunities that did not go our way, and then unfortunately Indiana was the better team in overtime. But I think looking over our last 5 games and seeing the progress we've made, the ability to, the team's put itself in positions to win against ranked opponents. The last 4 days since the Indiana game, we just talked about finishing. And, we've played some really good basketball. You don't get leads against, Iowa and Nebraska and Indiana, double-digit leads without doing really good things. And our kids understanding and believing how we got those things, how some of those leads got away from us. And, I thought yesterday, kind of a back and forth, didn't get our best start to the game, had to make a change in the lineup due to, one of our players having to travel for a funeral. Just really proud. Yesterday, we went deeper into our bench. We got great contributions off the bench. And I think that helped us get over kind of a bad start on the road and finish strong in the second quarter and do the things we felt like we needed to do. So I'm really excited. We had great play from 3 of our freshmen this week. Sydney Hilliard had a career high at Indiana on Thursday, including a shot that would have put us ahead that is going to be scrutinized. It's been reviewed and didn't go the way we wanted in real time. And sometimes when you get that result back from the powers to be, it stings even more when the right call was not made. But it's part of what life is. You've got to be able to battle back and understand things don't always go your way. And then Sid stepped up yesterday and had 13 rebounds. We got great contributions in both Indiana and the Illinois game from Julie. And Sarah Stapleton was a giant lift for us yesterday. Came in, got 4 first-half rebounds, scored a couple baskets in the second half. So it's great to see kids. We got some good, some really good minutes off the bench yesterday. Which, when you're at this point, you're in the one game through halfway in the Big Ten. That again, or 2 games in, you're going to need to have more depth. You have people playing a lot of minutes, and I think hopefully that'll give even more of our players confidence moving forward.
Questions, Dennis?
You've followed Sydney Hilliard since the week you got here, I think, to this point. How would you describe her growth, and is she turning into the player you envisioned when you saw her back in whatever year that was?
2016. I can tell you exactly where I saw her first. In Stoughton at an event in the 3rd week of April. So, I think the progress she's made, and obviously she's had an atypical freshman year with a couple of injuries that kind of, set her back as we were getting ready, to get to, traditional preseason practice, and then getting ready just in time as we're starting the season, missing a couple games. But I think, a huge step into maturity is, when she has such a good scoring game, on Thursday night, and the ball doesn't go in at first on Sunday, she's still stuck to those controllables. And, it's a testament to the team, because she rebounded it well yesterday because other people did their job and kept some of the post players and really good rebounding perimeter players from Illinois off the glass, and she was able to get in there. And I think as a freshman, a lot of times you can get saddled with when you get 2 fouls of not playing your basketball and having that mentally weigh on you. And I think she's continuing to, mature in those areas, and again, she was sensational on Thursday scoring the basketball. We talked about some of the other things that she can continue to improve on, and I think that was really important yesterday. She didn't have her best shooting day, but she took care of the ball. She made some really good plays for other people. And obviously, it wasn't all of a sudden, she had 10 rebounds and a half. She had 6 in the first and 7 in the second. That just gave us an opportunity to get out and transition, which was really vital. So I'm excited because I still think she's only, scratching the surface. She's a dynamic scorer. That's going to continue to improve as she trusts herself shooting the ball from the perimeter, getting to the free throw line. And again, she's still a kid that I think enjoys setting other people up. So it's growing into that role. We need her to be that perimeter scorer, and it's exciting to see her grasp onto that.
Dennis.
I think the first 6 games or so of the Big Ten, you were scoring in the 50s per game, and in the last 5, you're in the low 70s. What's changed? Is it tactical? Is it kids just growing and improving?
I think the team has done a good job of buying into our concept of what pace we want to play at, but also that doesn't just mean in transition. How we know people are going to lean and crowd our post players because of the production that Amani and Abby have given us all year. But I think that the spacing's been a lot better. Moving the basketball, a willingness to go from a good shot to a great shot. We make it a point to try to get out and transition no matter who we're playing. And obviously there's some teams in this league that score the ball so well that you're going to get some more opportunities. But I think that has improved, and that's something I think they've done a good job each day in practice as we talk about pace and the drill work we do and as we're scrimmaging. And I think when you play that way, you're going to have more opportunities from different people. Obviously, we've got to have balance, and we've gotten a little bit more of that obvious. I think Nia Beverly knocking some threes down, Suzanne Gilreath hitting some threes. That opens up driving lanes. That opens up. It's easier to get the ball inside. I still think we're at our best when we play through Amani and Abby. But I think that everybody understands that a little bit more. And again, if we can be a better team rebounding the ball, can be a better team getting to the free throw line. Obviously, it's easy to just say if you shoot it at a higher percentage, you're going to score more points. But how do you get to that higher percentage? I think it's been a willingness for our kids to understand if we can play with pace in the half court, and Coach Carter, being the offensive coordinator, keeps stressing that. That gives you more opportunities to get more open looks and put the defense more on their heels.
Right.
I mean, to bring up a sore subject. So the shot should have counted, and it did not count? How did they mess that up?
Yeah, so we were told, and we're very lucky that we have a really good, officials consortium that we can send clips in that we'd like verification. But both the officials report, Sydney Hilliard drove the ball with 8 seconds left, scored it. On the floor, it was called an offensive foul. The only thing they can review at that point late in the game, and they can only do this late in the game, is whether a defensive player is in the restricted arc or not. That came back that was conclusive that she was not in the restricted arc. But both the officials report and what the review from the consortium officials was that the player was still moving. So it should have been a blocking foul, which would have then, put us up 2 and had Sydney on the line shooting a free throw. The game didn't come down to that. We had an opportunity up 3 to get a defensive stop, and they made a 3, 10 seconds earlier. And again, it's not something, to be honest, I even shared with our team that we got that information back because there's nothing else you can do. It's not trying to get to, it's making sure our kids believe we got exactly the shot we wanted. We took the contact. You have a freshman, you put the ball in her hands and she makes the right play. You know what? You have to move on. And understand how can we learn from that. And, going down the last 3 minutes of the game, there were other plays I think we could have made to not put ourselves in that position. But just seeing a kid make the right play, that's really hard. And I didn't want that weighing on her going in the next game, or our team thinking like a game was taken from us. So, you know what? I'm going to always fight for it and fight for what I think is right for our kids. And but just getting the verification, there's probably 200 other decisions in the game that comes down to one call like that. It's just obviously with 8 seconds left in a tie game, you want to be able to on the road. We did it. One of our players did exactly what we needed her to do, and you know what? It's maybe she can look back at that when she's older, and be able to get past something else, knowing, hey, we were fine after that.